supposed to be in Flagstaff.
Well, listen, maybe I could give you a ride. And I'm kind of going that way.
That would really be helpful.
Well, I do have to make a stop, though.
It's okay.
And it might take a few hours, so if you're cool with that.
Makeup and hair crew.
Nick is actually the inspiration behind this Havasupai reservation, which we didn't know anything about. He suggested it, and he'd been there something like 3 times before.
Well, the reason is because that's where I took my wife on our first date. I dropped her, we went into a helicopter and landed at the bottom of the canyon, and we went for a hike. And I met all these wonderful Indians, and it was the most beautiful place on earth I'd ever been.
We found that as we were developing the script, the last throes of the development of it, that the romance had gotten a little bit of short shrift compared to the action and the thriller aspects of the movie, and so we needed to open it up a little bit as far as allowing them to develop a relationship.
I think he likes you.
Well, why would you say that?
Because he looks at you like my brother looks at his girlfriend.
We needed the characters of Chris and Liz to spend some time together, and the timeline of the film in reality is quite short from beginning to the end of the film, but we needed moments for Liz to fall in love with Chris, and Chris in reality to fall in love with Liz, and not just fall in love with her because he could see notions of what their future might be, but we had to make him really fall in love with her, and that's part of the design of what we're filming in the Grand Canyon, where she works with a poverty-stricken Indian tribe.
Hey. Havasupai reservation. I teach here once a week. The conditions are pretty lousy.
But it's in the canyon, one of the 8 wonders of the world.
It created an interesting aspect to her character, as we were wondering what kind of a woman she was, what she did for a living, and it evolved through many different permutations, from working in a bar to a strip club, all kinds of things. But they didn't seem appropriate for Jessica, so we went with this instead. We felt like we needed something, kind of magical that they could experience together in order to really develop the romance of it. And it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. This waterfall, never even knew it existed. It's beautiful, green water from the limestone that's leached out into the water from these cliffs.
I found this rock out in the canyon, and I want you to hold it, because it's a magic rock. That's right. Hold it really tight. Keep squeezing. It's magic.
Oh.
He won't bite.
Havasupai is one of the most challenging production nightmares that I've ever dealt with, because the only way for us to get a day done there is to helicopter everybody in and out. It's very remote. It's off of the rim of the Grand Canyon.
Walk, don't run. Keep hold of your hat and don't put anything above your head. Okay? Okay, follow me.
It's so remote, and this Havasupai reservation has been kind of isolated from the world in some ways. They're all inexperienced in terms of working around a movie set, and the daylight down there, because we're in such a steep part of the Grand Canyon, the shadows that come from the walls, the shadow out at the sun means that we won't be able to film past 5 in the afternoon, and the sun doesn't get good until about 10 in the morning, so it restricts our day on top of everything else. Even though it's remote, the satellite TV works, and in fact, when we were there last time, they said that they knew that he had just bought an island in the Bahamas. Well, news travels fast because that had only happened, like a week prior to. But they do know him, and one of the ladies there named her newborn son after him, and they like him very much.
I had a nice relationship with these people, and I thought no one's ever really seen this area, this gorgeous waterfall, and these fantastic rocks. And so the place itself has a personal importance to me, but I think it's also something I wanted to share with audiences to see how beautiful this place is when you consider it's right in our own backyard and most people don't know about it.